What's up, everybody? This is Peter again for Sports Hot Rumors and Debates. How are you guys today? Today, I got to read a bunch of articles about who's improved the most and where do we think what teams are going to be way better than they were than the year before that. And some say Cleveland, and so many say the Arizona Cardinals, right? You guys know how much I'm a diehard Cardinal fan. And I am one of those guys who thinks the Cardinals are going to make the playoffs easily. However, everybody who watches football knows you don't play on paper, right? So, can the Arizona Cardinal make the playoffs? Yes. Will they make the playoffs? I think so, but that remains to be seen. So, what needs to happen for the Cardinals to make the playoffs? So, this video is all going to be about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray last year played an outstanding rookie year. And I'm going to tell you, he didn't have many weapons to play with, right? So, I think Kyler Murray if A plus is the best rating, I would give him a B plus. But to get to the playoffs, to get where we need to get, Kyler Murray has to do a couple of things. Okay, the first one is you can't hold on to the ball too long, right? You just can't. There's times where you just gotta let it go. You just gotta just say, you know what, this play is gonna be dead. Russell Wilson does that better than anybody. Russell Wilson will run around. If he doesn't see something, he's just gonna throw the ball away. He's going to save it for another play. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Second, the sacks. Believe me, a lot of those sacks were not his fault. We understand that. But some of them, again, that's holding onto the ball, trying to do too much. You don't need to do it. You don't. You're too amazing. You're too fast. And sometimes it's just the play's broken. So I'll be fine either if you go down or you just give it up for a yard. Give a quick short pass. You do not need to get these plays. The successful quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, they know sometimes you got to just throw a 1 yard, 2 yard pass. Sometimes you got to throw it out of bounds. Sometimes you just got to go down. It's one of those. You cannot make it happen all the time. And the reason I'm saying this, I don't want him to get hurt. Towards the end, he had his leg problem with the hamstring, and I don't want that. Okay, I don't want where he feels he has to run around and do all these different things, because eventually, no matter, you could be Superman, that's going to get to you, right? So what Kyler needs to do now is understand who his receivers are. Understand that DeAndre may not be open all the time, but Larry will probably be up the middle. If not, Isabella will for sure. If not, Kirk will be deep. Sure, all these guys, if not, Drake will be there for the check down. That's what Kyler has to do. He has to improve on the red zone. He has to improve on not trying to force the throws. That is what I see for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has all the talent in the world, but the key is for him to play amazing. We know Kingsbury got the offense. We know he's so creative, but the key is Kyler Murray understanding when to be creative and when to just say, "Screw it. This is not our drive. This is not it. This guy's not open." Yes, it may work with some teams where you force it and you get lucky, but eventually the law of averages screw you over. And if you want to beat the teams like the 49ers, you can't make mistakes, right? The 49ers didn't make a lot of mistakes. That's why they almost won the Super Bowl. When you have to cut down these mistakes. And the great thing is now is Kyler has Larry and DeAndre to help him. And I think that's going to help. And I think if Kingsbury uses Isabella a lot more and helps Kyler, like Bird last year was great. He liked going to Bird. If you watch the games, he loved going to Bird. So if Isabella can replace Bird and get those plays up the middle and go for those 4 yard plays, or almost be like a Cole Beasley, and he's faster than Beasley. So if you can do that, that's going to help Kyler out a bunch. Kyler won't feel like he has to run around like Russell Wilson. He won't feel that he has to force it deep. He'll feel like, you know what, I'll take the 3-4 yard pass to Isabella and go on third down now and take my chances on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, than opposed to taking my chances on either 3rd and 10, taking a sack, or worse, getting an interception. That's what I see from Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray is phenomenal. I think the Cardinals are this close to making the playoffs, and I think actually they will make the playoffs. But it really depends on Kyler. We talked about the key is the defense, but now on the offense, we know DeAndre is going to change everything and be a domino effect. But the real main guy is the guy throwing the ball, and that's Kyler Murray. So I say a B rating. I said B plus, but I say a B last year. But honestly, it easily could have been more than that with the way his receivers were playing. Take Larry out of that, right? So now you're going to get to see Kyler. Does he fix the mistakes? Does he fix his red zone? That's the last thing I'm going to say. He needs to fix being in the red zone, being smarter, right? Not forcing plays, finding the open guy. There was a lot of open guys, and he kept looking at one direction at sometimes. He was just looking one side. There was other guys open in the corner, using Arnold a lot more because Arnold is good. Clay was a little slower. I like to see Arnold now get used a little bit more. He has to use all his guys and look both ways. It's okay. Quick release. Boom, right off the line. If your offensive line isn't great, let's get this going fast. Until we get better, until that, try not to do too much. The last thing we need is an injured Kyler Murray and Hundley who's having problems off the field. Then what's going to happen? Right? We don't need that. Please. Anyway, I love you, Kyler. Good luck. We'll talk. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to you soon. Bye.